It's AG Magical 13 here, and I'm going to show you all today how to sew an adorable little bubble skirt for your American Girl doll. So first, let's go over the materials. Here we have some fabric. This is a blue, kind of aquamarine, which is my favorite color. It's a chiffon fabric, and I suggest you use this or some sort of thin cotton, a fabric that will gather super easy. You could also use knit fabric, but like I did here, but I'm warning you, it's going to be a huge hassle if you do, and you're going to have to make it more pleated than gathered. So then you're also going to need some pins, scissors for your fabric cutting and stuff. You can have a seam ripper, but this is not necessary. A matching thread, then a blue colored pencil so you can mark on the fabric where to cut and where the measurements is, and a ruler. Another thing you're going to need is some elastic that is about 27.5 to 28 centimeters long. And of course, a sewing machine. Okay, so first of all, you're going to take your fabric and then you're going to measure it out to 53 centimeters long, and then you should cut it out, but leave a bit extra. So first you cut out a piece of chiffon fabric that is about 32 centimeters wide and then 53 centimeters long. Then you cut out a second piece of fabric that is about 59 to 60 centimeters long, and then it is, just about 12 to 13 centimeters wide. Then you're going to zigzag all around the edges with the zigzag on the sewing machine. After you zigzagged all around the edges of the fabric, it should look somewhat like this. And it's okay if there are little bits of curls and gathers along the ends of it. That's okay. That's kind of what we want. And by doing this, the little threads will not run and ruin the fabric and then have the skirt fall all apart. Then you fold both pieces of fabric in half. And then of course you snip off the extra threads at the end on both of the fabrics, like this. Now this is the trickier part. What we're going to do is sew along the edge right here on the part that opens up of the fabric that's been folded in half. And we're going to make small little gathers and folds like this while we're sewing. And so it should have little bits of kind of pleats, so it would give it this cool little effect to it. And be sure that you are extremely careful when you're doing this part, and take your time. Now you're going to sew it with the fabric edge along the side of the presser foot, so it will be just on the side of the presser foot, not too over, not too under. Just kind of right on the side of the presser foot. And of course, if it helps you to keep the fabric still, feel free to pin the edges together. If you missed a little part of it, that's all right. All you gotta do is just pin it right along there and just go over this, like all over again. And here's what it should look like when you're done. And the next step is you just snip off all the extra threads at the ends, like this. I'm sorry, I'm kind of going to show you again. So you just snip off the extra threads. You can already see how cute it's gonna be. Now for the next step, you are most definitely going to need these pins. Now you take the smaller and not as wide piece, and you're going to place this along the edge then you're going to fold this over, leaving a little bit inside for the elastic to go through. Then you pin it, and you gotta flip it over and make sure that it's pinned on the back, covering the little place where you can see where you sewed. And so then you should also have a little bit extra like this. What you do is you're going to cut it. So for this part, you're going to cut it, leaving just a little bit and just enough for it to be able to be zigzagged over the part that's been cut. See? So there's just a teeny bit right here. And so you can zigzag along here. So to zigzag it and make sure that it doesn't fall apart, you gotta take out the pin at the end, like this. And so we can zigzag along the edge right here. And then we gotta make sure that it's not folded halfway, otherwise you can't get the elastic through and you'll have to seam ripper it or redo it. So you make sure that's flat out right here, so you can just zigzag all along the edge, just like you did around here. So yeah, so here's what it should look like after you zigzagged. So then you repin it right here. You take the pin and then repin it right there. So then it should look like this. And now what you do is you sew all along right here, and then I can show you the next step. And when you're sewing this, you put it back to the normal straight one. No zigzag, but straight. Just want to make sure you get this straight. Ha ha ha! After you're done with that, here's what it should look like. And then the next step, you get to use the elastic. So for the next step, you thread the elastic all the way through, and yes, it is supposed to be a wee bit shorter than the skirt. So thread all the way through. So after it's threaded through, you fold the skirt in half, and then pin all along here with the little elastic pieces together and pinned also. And then when it is pinched, it should look like this. And as you can see, a little bit of the elastic is sticking out. That way, when you sew all along here, the next step, it will have the elastic still snug. So now you just sew all along here. So after you sewed this, you flip it inside out. And then it will look like this. So you can put it on your doll. And voila, it will look just like this. And if it seems a little snug, that's okay. It's supposed to be that way so it doesn't fall down or slide down like some of the American Girl doll skirts. So yeah. And if you wanted, you could make it even just a little bit shorter. It's designed just to go right over the knees. And it looks oh so cute. So yeah. Also, please post a video response about if you made this bubble skirt. And then also, if you have any questions or complaints about it, then you can just comment on the video. And if you want, and I do suggest one thing, if you really want to make sure it looks okay and looks really nice, you can ask your mom to help you. And one last little side note, yes, the little zigzag part is supposed to be sticking out and showing, because I thought it would look so much cuter like this. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone, comment, rate, and subscribe. And that is how to sew an adorable bubble skirt for your American Girl doll. Thanks for watching, comment, rate, and of course, subscribe! Woohoo! Bubble skirt!